We do need it.
Thank you for coming out for launch of Pohadky. I'd like to thank Drona Quarterly for hosting the event and publishing our book. I'm Marek, Colek, and this is my wife, Shewchuk. And we're going to show you some animation. We're an animation studio based in Toronto called Tin Can Forest. All right.
So this is a trailer we made based on images from the book. And this trailer too is going to be developed into a longer film also, so I'll play that first.
People like, from Lithuanian background would come up to me and say, oh, the Baba Yaga, doing imagery about these stories I grew up with as a kid.
Like, oh, really? You Lithuanians, you have that too? Really?
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad because we should know that. We should know, okay, we have this shared history and shared past. So we're kind of trying to address that through the folklore thing.
You notice the similarity between the covers. This is a cover of an illustrated children's book by Josef Lada. And I grew up with his work, and all kids in Czech Republic know Josef Lada's work. And he's hard to classify because I think a lot of his work is very sophisticated in terms of fine art. Picasso said that when he saw Lada's work that this man composes with the same freedom I do. And Milan Knížek, who's said that Josef Lada portrayed the human being on the brink of madness better than any artist.
Which is the coming up, actually.
Yeah, in quite a few pieces, which is the bar brawl. It's just like, it's got great little vignettes and just chaotic, and I just love the composition. And each time he portrayed this theme, he had the band like playing, and sometimes he had dancers continue to dance while the patrons were stabbing each other. Is this a children's book?
Yeah, it's for children too.
Well, yeah.
Czechs are very liberal.
A piece that's in the Pohadky called The Chaos and the Unraveling of Hierarchy. I also want to talk about the influence of animation, processes of animation in the work that we do. What I do a lot as kind of a day job gig is character design, and there's a character in this piece, I guess in the left-hand corner. It's a woman with branches for arms, and this is the first time she appeared in my work, and I really like the character. So this swirling skirt of caps, and then the next slide. This is a poster for our show we're going to have in Toronto in a couple of days. But it's the same character. She's still got this kind of, her arms are organic and with branches, but now her entire skirt is these environments. And,
well, it's really neat too because the characters become a lot more organic. Initially the character is more cartoonish, and now the character has come to represent more of sort of like a nature force, an avenging nature force really, because if you notice the character's got this knife and she's really like intense.
She's got a blade and holds the devil by the horns.
Yeah, less cartoony.
So the term domovoy is a Russian word for a house spirit. And I've been living with this idea of domovoy for a long time, and it's kind of, it's come to represent to me just the dynamics within shelters, within homes, just kind of spiritual ideas of living within a space. The show is called Domovoy, so it's about interiors and spirits within interiors. Also building on top of a dystopian sort of environment with just like what you would need, the basics of necessities to survive. And again, it's bordered by Pat's decorative work.
And this is just an example of sort of the stuff that I'm inspired by. Like at a kind of older age, found that my interest in Ukrainian folklore kind of coincided quite well with my interest in environmentalism or agriculture and peasant farmers and issues that they face. I find that illustrates ruchniks, ceremonial cloths, used by Ukrainians in various styles, and it's where I'm inspired by for making pattern. It's sort of my take on a classic Ukrainian kind of forest spirit symbol. And it works very well with Marek's drawing on the other side, which is called mahumar.
Is Amanita muscaria. It's the classic mushroom you've probably seen in folk tales. It's got a red top with bright white dots on. And supposedly there was a cult around this mushroom in Russia and elsewhere. There's a book that theorizes the tree of life is based on the mushroom cult originally, so that kind of makes the parallel between the two images.
And this is another classical Czech.
Yeah, it's just witches and this is inspired by a Trinka. Jiří Trinka is a Czech stop motion animator who animated a lot of witches. And
this is on the left or right, the graphic symbol is a symbol called rabbit ears, and for Ukraine symbology it sort of makes wisdom, that sort of thing. And on the Marek's drawing refers
it's
to...
the Bodnik. Bodnik is a Czech water spirit, and he's a kind of a character of calm, just kind of...
Well, he'll kill you though.
He'll kill you, but in a calm way. He's usually portrayed in this repose where he's just like smoking his pipe, the sun is setting, and he's like just on the brink by a pond. So the woman character is Rusalka, who also drags men to their deaths. The sun symbol?
Classic Ukrainian symbols. Ukrainians used to worship the sun as the sun god.
It means summer in Czech. And there's actually the cityscape is a real place close. My hometown is Karlovy Vary, which is in northwestern part of the Czech Republic, and I think this is Mariánské Lázně. My mom went visiting.
Which is the end. This is sort of the symbol is a Ukrainian symbol of eternity. It looks like a chicken's foot because the chicken's foot symbol is kind of like root of, or the chicken egg rather. The egg is the root of life, right? Everything comes and starts with the egg. So because the egg is sacred, therefore so is the chicken foot, right? So and the circularness is sort of speaking to the eternity, ongoing cycle of life.
That the peace sign was seen as satanic in the 60s by Christians because it's actually the crow's foot inverted, and what they saw it as a broken inverted cross. So they were upset with the peace sign as a symbology, and it is and it is the.
And this is also our logo.
It's our logo, Tinkan Forest, a devil dancing with a bear.
The devil?
Pardon?
The bear is chasing the devil?
No, they're dancing.
They're
dancing. Yeah. And that's
So this is the piece that started it all. This is the first piece I did in this vein 3 years ago. So.
Yes. Okay.
Ta-da!
That's it. Thank you very much for coming.
Thanks for coming.
You said it sort of made me think like, okay.
So I think nature is sacred. That's for me the only sacred thing.
No, we're like environmentalists. That's the thing, and I think there was like globally a sentiment, in terms of like pre-monotheist.
It was very strange because to me, I couldn't understand because everybody was speaking Russian, and the only thing I know was like
In India or something like that.
Viva, 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 viva.
I find there's a crossover, and I'm really interested in
You have a political agenda.
I have a totally political agenda, and I find that for me, when I go back and appreciate my own personal heritage in that, and my own grandparents who were prairie farmers and Ukrainian farmers and poor.
I've kind of lost my enthusiasm for modernism and just abstraction, and because I see design in cars and all this stuff that's just dead and negative, and I think you should look to natural forms because you can so much live your life here in a car in a human-made environment and ignore that and not see the beauty of natural resources.
Because I need it.
I'm glad that point you brought up.
Yeah,
I think it was super cool. It was really nice to have a discussion.
There's also basket programs which you might be interested in. It depends if you want to actually do the growing. Okay. The gardening.